I built a dark app, deep navy background, glowing drum, atmospheric gradients. I was proud of it. Then I let Claude's design tool analyze it, and the first thing it said essentially was flip it to light. Not one light option, four, all of them light background designs. Every single proposal was the opposite of what I had built. That's the moment this got interesting. Not because Claude was right, it wasn't entirely, but because it forced me to ask why I built it dark in the first place. And the honest answer was, I built it dark because developers build things dark. It's the default. It's what we think looks serious. What I didn't ask was, what does my actual user want? Claude asked it for me, and the answer was more specific than I expected. Quick context. Tonguedrum Online is a free browser-based steel tongue drum. You open it, tap the pedals, it plays. No install, no samples, no downloads. Under the hood, it's more complex than it looks. Physics-based sound synthesis, 8 resonant modes per note, in harmonic partials that match real steel vibration, Helmholtz body resonance. 26 musical scales from world traditions, pentatonic, accabono, hijaz, pygmy, blues. A 3D drum rendered in canvas at 60 frames per second. It installs as a PWA. The whole thing is 30 kilobytes. The current design, dark theme, deep navy background, colored petals glowing against darkness. 4 theme variants: cosmic, warm, aurora, minimal, all dark. It's a musician's tool designed by an engineer. And Claude's first observation was that the audience might not be musicians at all. I fed the app to Claude Design and asked for palette explorations. What came back stopped me immediately. 4 directions. Every single one of them is a light background design of white, cream, warm sand, pure white. No dark options, not even one. My first reaction was, this is wrong. The app is an instruments look good, dark. Instruments look good, dark. Think Logic Pro, Ableton, every professional, DAW. But then I read the reasoning underneath each proposal. Claude wasn't designing for music professionals. It had looked at the actual market, meditation apps, wellness tools, browser-based consumer instruments like GarageBand and Simply Piano, and every one of those products is light. The dark assumption I'd been carrying was a professional software assumption applied to a consumer product. Those are different markets. Claude saw it. I hadn't. That single observation was worth more than any specific color suggestion. The 4 directions are named B1 through B4, and each has a specific brief. B1 is Studio Indigo, clean daylight background, indigo and pink accents, hex 6366 F1 and EC4899. This is the baseline proposal. It keeps the rainbow petals, adds a bold brand color on top. The rainbow petal system is the visual identity of the instrument. Every note has its own color. Studio Indigo preserves that. B2 is sage. Warm sun background, forest green and amber accents, 38605E and C98A58. This is the meditation app palette. Calm, muted, headspace territory. B3 is Ivory. Warm cream background, brass and dark amber. B58I36 and 70501F. Premium feel, instrument heritage aesthetic. Think acoustic instrument photography. B4 is mono, pure white, near black with a single brand, Red 0 E3838 and 11111. Editorial, minimal, strong for long-form content. Alongside the palettes, Claude proposed 3 completely different layout structures, and this note appeared in yellow on the page. Same color system. Big layout shift. L1 is the desktop product layout. Left sidebar navigation, play, scales, tips, FAQ, about, with the drum as the main content area on the right. Now playing indicator in the header. This is how a product app looks: functional, navigable, dense. L2 is the marketing hero layout. Full headline first, the steel tongue drum in your browser. Subheadline calling out the key features. 2 CTAs, start playing and C26 scales. Drum below the fold. This is how a landing page looks. It sells before it shows. L3 is focus mode. Nothing but the drum and a minimal top bar showing the current scale. No controls visible until you need them. This is how a Zen tool looks. Same app. 3 completely different stories about what it is. This is the part I didn't expect. Claude didn't just propose designs, it did a market analysis, and it mapped each palette to a specific audience segment with a clear verdict. Meditation app category, calm, headspace, insight timer, all use warm off whites or muted greens. Sage maps exactly to this territory. Studio B2 wins this. Instrument and audio category, professional tools, lean dark, but consumer instruments. GarageBand, musician, simply piano, lean clean white with a brand color. Studio B1 or B4 wins this. Wellness and mindfulness consumer. Aesthetics cues natural, earthy, muted jewel tones. Ivory and sage hit the sweet spot. Avoid bright rainbow. B3 and B2 are contenders. Gen Z casual music. Expressive, colorful, high contrast. Thinking TikTok music creators and BandLab. The rainbow petals do the work here. Studio B1 Indigo wins this. SEO landing pages for the 26 scales, off-white background, dark ink, single accent is best for long reading stamina. B4 Mono wins this. The final section of the Claude design output was a TL, DR, not one answer, 3 different answers for 3 different surfaces. B1 Studio Indigo for the app. The brand gradient, indigo plus pink, is already strong. The rainbow petal system is the brand's visual signature. Keep it. Cosmic dark as the sun and moon toggle. B2 Sage for the landing and scale pages. The 26 scale SEO pages need calm, long reading surfaces. Sage's meditation app territory maps directly onto the product's voice. Warm, knowledgeable, meditative. Drum still pops in the hero. B3 Ivory for the press kit and about page. If you do printed press material, App Store listings, or an instrument heritage page, Ivory's cream and brass evokes real acoustic instruments, not for the day-to-day UI. And the note on B4 Mono, show it to your team, but don't ship it as the default. It replaces the rainbow with a red-black gradient. Elegant, but it kills the one color per note affordance users rely on. With all that good analysis, there were things Claude got wrong. The L2 marketing hero layout is beautiful on paper, but tonguedrum.app already has users. They arrive knowing what a tongue drum is, or curious enough to find out by playing. A landing page that leads with a headline and 2 CTAs adds a step between the user and the instrument. The current design puts the drum front and center. That's right for this product. Also, the Sage and Ivory palettes visually muted the petals. The 14-color petal system disappears against warm cream and sand backgrounds. The note colors are not decoration, they're how you navigate the instrument. Any palette that reduces their contrast is a functional regression, not a visual improvement. Claude doesn't know your product. That's your job. Its job is to show you the options. So what actually changed based on this review? The app stayed dark. The cosmic theme is the core experience. Dark background, glowing petals, atmospheric lighting. That stays, is the right call for the instrument itself. But the landing page is getting a redesign toward B2 Sage. The SEO pages for each scale, 26 of them, need a calmer, more readable surface. Warm off-white dark ink, the drum as a hero element. That's coming. The marketing materials, press kit, App Store screenshots, about page are moving toward B3 Ivory, cream, brass, instrument heritage aesthetic. That's the right register for editorial and print contexts. And Studio Indigo B1 is the direction if the app ever gets a light mode toggle. The brand gradient is already the palette is already defined. It's ready to ship. One review, 4 hours of reading and thinking, 3 different surface decisions made. Here's exactly what I did, step by step, so you can replicate it. Step 1. Screenshot the real product in its actual first impression state, not a design mockup, the real URL at launch. Step 2. Write a 1-paragraph brief. I described the app, the current dark theme, the audience I thought I was building for, and the specific question, is dark right for this market? Step 3. Ask for palette explorations, not a redesign. Getting 4 distinct directions with reasoning forces comparison instead of acceptance. Step 4. Read the market analysis section carefully. Claude's reasoning about comparable products is the most valuable part, more valuable than any specific X value. Step 5. Implement by surface, not by decision. Different parts of your product have different audiences and different jobs. One palette answer is almost always wrong. The limits are real. It doesn't prototype interactions. All 4 proposals are static. The drum's real magic, the physics, the visual feedback when a petal resonates, the waveform visualizer, none of that is in these explorations. A static palette direction tells you nothing about whether the interaction feels right. It doesn't know your existing users. The market analysis is based on competitive landscape research, not your actual audience data. If your users are different from the median user for your category, Claude's category analysis is wrong. It starts fresh every session. It doesn't know what you tried before, what decisions were deliberate, what constraints are real. Every exploration is context-free. These aren't failures. They're the scope of the tool. It opens the solution space. You close it with your knowledge of the product, the users, and the constraints. Here's the bottom line. The most useful thing Claude Design gave me was not a color. It was the market analysis. The observation that my app lives in consumer music and wellness territory, not professional audio territory, reframed decisions I'd been making by instinct for months. The second most useful thing was the split recommendation. Not one answer for the whole product, but different answers for different surfaces, app, landing page, press kit. That's how real design systems work. The least useful part was the specific hex values. Those are starting points, not answers. The reasoning behind them matters more than the values themselves. If you have a product you built yourself and you're too close to see it clearly, try this, not because it will give you the right answer, because it will show you options you weren't looking at. The app is live at tonguedrum.app. Subscribe for more on AI tools for real products.